I tuned into the country club's live stream from my hotel suite in Dubai, 8 time zones away and half a world removed. On my laptop screen, I saw my parents seated at Rachel's table, nodding solemnly as she detailed my so-called collapse to a ballroom filled with 200 of the most affluent people across 3 counties. My parents have already been granted lifetime platinum memberships under the new ownership structure, Rachel announced, gesturing toward a glossy slide of the clubhouse. They'll retain their status even after Sarah's default. It's the least we can do after the embarrassment she's caused. The resort. My resort. Wildwood Springs Golf and Spa Resort. 847 acres of championship greens, luxury suites and high-end amenities. I'd spent 6 years transforming from a neglected estate into a premier destination. And Rachel had just put it up for auction, without my consent. I dialed the private number my Dubai banker had given me earlier. Mr. Al-Rashid, this is Sarah Mitchell. Initiate the wire transfer. The full amount. Immediately. Miss Mitchell, $22 million is substantial. I'm aware. Send it to Pinehurst Regional Bank. Reference. Wildwood Springs Resort. I need confirmation within 2 hours. It will be handled. Next, I emailed the bank president, asserting that I had authorized no sale. Minutes later, he replied. The $22 million had cleared, eliminating my construction loan with millions to spare. But Rachel had submitted auction paperwork claiming power of attorney, signed and notarized by our mother. Impossible. My mother's notary commission had expired years ago, and on the date listed I'd been in Singapore, with passport stamps and hotel records to prove it. If this documentation is fraudulent, the banker said carefully, we're looking at serious federal charges. I know, I replied. I'm a real estate attorney. Rachel had told everyone I'd defaulted and vanished. In truth, I'd been in Dubai securing international investment. The funds were phase 1 of a 5-resort global expansion. By dawn Friday, I was back in North Carolina. The FBI confirmed what I already knew. The documents were forged, and Rachel had collected deposits from 17 would-be buyers. At 9:55 a.m., buses unloaded country club members at Wildwood Springs. Rachel stood confidently before them, presenting the property as distressed and available at a bargain. That's when I gave the signal. Every digital display across the resort flickered to life. Welcome to Wildwood Springs Golf and Spa Resort. Flagship property Crescent International Resort Group. Owner/Director. Sarah Mitchell SQ. Grand opening and international partnership announcement 10 a.m. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. I stepped out of the clubhouse flanked by federal agents and my executive team, all in newly embroidered blazers. Good morning, I said calmly, my voice carrying across the pristine fairways. Ladies and gentlemen, I began, projecting easily without a microphone. Welcome to Wildwood Springs. I'm Sarah Mitchell, the owner and managing director. It seems there's been a misunderstanding about why we're gathered here today. Rachel's expression shifted in seconds, confusion, then shock, then a flush of anger. Sarah? What are you doing here? You're supposed to be bankrupt, dodging creditors. I offered a calm smile. Actually, I'm here to share that I've finalized a $22 million international investment agreement. Wildwood Springs is now the flagship property for Crescent International Resort Group's North American expansion. Holding up my tablet, I continued. The resort is fully financed, operating at full capacity, and not on the market, which makes today's auction entirely illegitimate. Mom rose from her seat, visibly shaken. Sweetheart, Rachel was only trying to protect the family. You disappeared. We thought. You thought I'd failed because that's what Rachel told you, I replied evenly. Turning to my sister, I asked, Rachel, did you submit forged power of attorney documents to Pinehurst Regional Bank in an attempt to sell my property? She hesitated. And did you collect $340,000 in deposits from 17 individuals for memberships in a resort you don't own? Silence answered. Her attorney stepped forward, claiming she acted on family information about financial distress. That information was false, I said. The loan was current and has now been paid in full, with surplus capital. I motioned to Agent Brooks. This is Special Agent Jennifer Brooks with the FBI. She's here regarding potential wire fraud. The crowd erupted into murmurs. Rachel protested as agents read her rights. I was in Dubai, I explained calmly, negotiating a global resort partnership. I'm a licensed attorney specializing in international real estate development. I displayed months of unanswered updates I'd sent my parents. Dad looked stunned. You're a lawyer? Since 2019. Georgetown Law. As Rachel was escorted away, I addressed the guests. Deposits would be refunded. Legitimate memberships would open soon. Later, reviewing contracts in my office, I reflected on the irony. International investors recognized the value of what I'd built in 3 months. My own family hadn't seen it in 6 years. The partnership launched that fall. Wildwood Springs became the first U.S. property in a global portfolio. Rachel pleaded guilty and served federal time. At the grand opening gala, my parents offered apologies. You're proud now, I said quietly. But when you thought I'd failed, you were ashamed. I walked away to greet my executive team. The failure that day hadn't been mine. It had been theirs.